Hello, welcome. I'm so glad you could join us this beautiful afternoon on a Wednesday. Sorry about technical difficulties earlier with the last stream, but I did want to talk about something that I thought on my mind. I remember a little while back, I decided to go to, um, it was like a gathering, a family gathering, and there was quite a few people there. And I remember there's a lot of new people there, and so we got to go in and shake people's hands, um, and there was a particular individual, an older gentleman, and that I haven't met before, and I started talking to him, and he said this very interesting question, and I think we sometimes hear it quite frequently, and it's but the way he said it just really didn't settle with me. And I remember he shook my hand and we were talking. And before I could even ask for his name, he asked me. He said, "Well, what do you do?" And I remember I just kind of looked at him. And was like, "Oh, well, I work. I work for a bank." And he didn't seem very impressed by that statement. And before I could ask him for his name, he moved on to the next individual at the party at this family gathering. And I remember I kind of got a little offended, and I thought, well, what in the world? Why is he asking for what I do, and why did he move so quickly? And because in his eyes there's a hierarchy, and what determines your value is what you do as an occupation. So your occupation is how valuable you are. And I just thought, well, what a crazy idea that the world we live in looks at value that way. And it's not like we don't do it, but it's interesting how we value people based on their occupation, or where they do, or how they study, or what school they go to, or what part of town they live in, or who their name is and their connections, and you know the this idea that all these little external factors influence your value. And I just want to tell you something, my dear friends. Your value is constant. It doesn't change. It doesn't change because you make poor decisions when you were younger. Your value doesn't change. It doesn't change if people tear you down. Your value is not taken away by people tearing you down, or ridiculing you, or thinking you're something not. And if society tells you you're not to be listened to or given special treatment because of your lack of connections or family ties, your value doesn't change. It is constant. If a segment of the population doesn't value you as an individual, it doesn't take away from your value. Your value is not determined by external factors or actions. Your value, my dear brother and sister, is determined before you were even born. Your value is constant. Everyone has the same value. Today, why don't you take a moment and accept the fact that you're valuable, that you're important? If you want to know where your value comes from and what your value means, please watch more of our videos, and stay connected with us, because you are valuable. You are important. And it doesn't matter what walk of life you are. All people are valuable. Just a little thought for today. Thank you. Again, newarkupc.info. Connect with us, like and share us, and looking forward to seeing you folks online.